Code Alamo Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
In college football action tomorrow, the fourth-ranked Aggies hit the road to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks at 2:30. It's a game you can catch right here on your home for A&M football. San Antonio Sports Star starting at 1:30. Seventh-ranked Texas Tech will be on the road taking on Arizona State at 3. That game will be televised on Fox, while 21st-ranked Texas heads to Lexington to play the Kentucky Wildcats. Kickoff set for 6 and will be televised on ESPN, while the Roadrunners are in Denton to take on North Texas at 2:30.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining, whether that's 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be locked in listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you happen to be listening and watching live on our YouTube channel. That's right, we put all of our shows on YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe while you're there. You're able to comment along with the show as it happens, or you can feel free to call in 210-656-ESPN 656-3776. Always appreciate the conversation and lots to talk about today, but we want to start off by talking about something that we do every year here around the radio station. We have 9 stations within the building, including 550 KTSA and FM 107.1, where we put on the Raul Jimenez Radiothon as we're raising money for the 46th annual Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. And over the holiday season, a lot of senior citizens alone can't afford to prepare for the holiday meals themselves. And now in their 46th year, they are continuing to provide for senior citizens and the less fortunate, whether it is holding this event at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, downtown San Antonio, or whether it's taking it to those that can't be there themselves. They have over 4,000 volunteers that work to make this event happen. And as someone who has a mother that is disabled and does need certain things, like maybe someone making them and bringing them a Thanksgiving dinner or Meals on Wheels and things like that, this is a very, very big thing. And it's close to my heart now. And you think about what it takes to feed 25,000 people. It is 9,400 pounds of turkey, 6,250 pounds of stuffing, same amount in green beans, 4,688 yams, 4,688 pounds of cranberry sauce, 650 pounds of gravy, 2,500 dinner rolls, 3,000 pumpkin pies. That stuff's not cheap. And to be able to put this together, to be able to help those that are less fortunate. So we call on you, as we do every year around this time, to help, to donate. And the numbers that you can call in to donate are 210-654-5151. That is 210-654-5151. You can also text to give. That number is 866-379-0285, or you can donate online at ktsa.com. And right now, currently, I just walked in there after the show to go see where the Radiothon tote board was. And currently, they are sitting at $112,876.55. And that's incredible. I'm always blown away by the generosity of others and what they're able to do to help the less fortunate and for the elderly and the disabled and just the people in this world that truly need this help. And it is the holidays can be a tough time, especially for senior citizens that may be alone. So I have a very, very big soft spot in my heart for this, and I'm happy to have been a part of it myself at this station for 15 years now. Once again, those numbers, call in to donate, 210-654-5151. You can text 866-379-0285, or you can give online at ktsa.com. Taking a look around things going on in the sporting world, man, it's been a fun day. And it started bright and early because Shotty, I was listening to it while I was mowing my grass this morning, and I almost doubled over and fell over with the lawnmower when I heard one of his first answers when he was talking about just the defensive issues and if they're the same every week or not. And it was hysterical. But Coach Schottenheimer early this morning on the morning huddle with AJ and Rob, and apparently he spent a lot of time this morning with Edwin before.
Man, this is the latest we've gotten him.
I know.
Getting pulled through the ringer.
Listen,
He's probably listening to Taylor Swift again.
Probably so. You know what I bet is happening? He's on the phone with Edwin doing the Edwin show.
Oh, I think, okay, hold on. I think we got him.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Edwin's done with him.
Okay.
He's already got his podcast taken care of.
Yeah.
We got him now, Edwin. There he is. We got the thumbs up.
All right. Then joining us now on the program, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Brian Schottenheimer joins us. Coach, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great. Hey, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to go back to talking to Edwin here for another 10 or 15
I
minutes.
knew that's what was happening.
He's the hard-hitting one.
Yeah,
You don't know. You don't want him. He's about to unload.
No, hey, listen, I did feel uncomfortable. I was like, AJ and Rob ready yet? And he was like, I just got a few more questions for you.
One more salary cap question I got for you, Coach.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And Edwin, we got to go, Edwin. They're ready for me. I really feel it. So we had a good
man.
You should have had the your secretary call in and say, "Hey guys, can you wrap up the Edwin show? Can we get this guy off?"
With you. Next time.
Well, Coach, I wish we could talk to you. Like happy a couple weeks in a row. And last week you asked me to get the defense stuff out of the way first.
So let's do this.
I'm going to honor your wishes.
Okay, good. Here we go.
All right.
Edwin asked me a lot of these questions, so I've already practiced.
Okay,
Edwin's
good.
already asked me these questions. So
I bet he stole my question. That son of a bitch.
Okay.
I hear a lot of the answers are in the room on the defense. I hear a lot of we don't need to make a change at coach. We don't need to make personnel changes. And I was trying to do this math. And if the personnel is good enough and the coaching is good enough, the only thing that really the only other factor is effort. And I haven't heard you say that your guys aren't giving effort. So if it's not bad effort, it's not bad coaching, and it's not bad players, how does this get better? How does it get better? What can you do? What answer is there in that room?
Well, first of all, I'll say this, and again, I really, like I said, I love these questions, and they're real. Number one, it's definitely not the effort. We critique effort first. Our guys play extremely hard. We're an attacking, aggressive play style. No one can turn on the film and see that we're not running to the football and hitting and all that stuff. But I would say, again, like at different times, it's been a little bit of the other too. I mean, it's been, again, some coaching issues that we've not been good enough, myself included. And other times it's been guys not communicating well enough on the field. So, again, when you ask the question the way that you did, which I understand, do we have good enough players to execute this scheme? Absolutely we do. Do we have a good scheme that's flexible enough to do things that, where you play zone and you play it at a higher level than we've played it, and you mix in some more mans and you change it up? And absolutely. We just have not done it on a consistent enough basis. And therein lies the problem. It's like, early in the season, we were having a problem giving up explosive passes and this and that. And then, all of a sudden, the next thing we go into New York and we're hitting the quarterback, we're affecting the quarterback and all those things. And then, we go into Carolina and we knew they were going to run the football, and we did not do a very good job stopping the run. That's being fair and honest. And, but okay, let's dive into it a little bit deeper. Why? Well, our run fits weren't very good. Okay. Number one. Number two, we didn't tackle great. Number three, again, the front variation, okay, wasn't good enough, in terms of we lived in a little bit too much 4 down front. And so, there's a lot of things that we look at, and I think that's what I love about what we do, guys. And again, I'd love to be having this conversation after a win, and we certainly did enough things to come away from an NFL game with a win, and we didn't do it, and that drives me crazy, and the guy's crazy. But when you go through the process, there's things that you identify and that you're like, look, we have to fix this. And I would say the ability of us fixing certain things consistently enough as a staff has not been good enough. And that's why, I've been spending more time in the defensive room this week and saying, okay, let me use my expertise about, hey, here's why they're doing this. Here's why they're doing that. These are the things that cause problems for us. Let's look at maybe doing this. And I'm in there to support Flus and the staff. I'm in there to ask questions. That's my job as the head coach, because we clearly will play better than we have early on this season. And that's our charge.
You kind of brushed around the edges of it. When you're dealing with the problems and you're trying to find the fix, especially on defense, do you have an attitude of what's the first thing that we got to fix every week? Has it changed from week to week, or is there one consistent thing that you look at and go, this is the first thing we've got to do to get ourselves better? If you've identified it, what is it?
No, it does change every week. I would say the one thing that we've been the most inconsistent with, guys, is communication. And again, and that's what's so crazy is that's one of the, it sounds mundane, but like that's something that should not be a problem. Like, again, because everything gets set up defensively based on how you start your call with where's the close side. So for us, it's getting our guys to understand you can't just say close left, when the tight end comes out to the defense's left. It's got to be close left, close left, close left. Like, you got to be hollering, man. Like, you got to get everybody, because you're talking not to, one guy. It's not like, okay, hey, Kenny Clark, close left. Like, you're telling the post safety, you're telling the field corner, you're telling those guys that. So we have to be better with that. That's number one, the communication, because that's not been consistent enough all year long. And then the other issues have been they change, and it's, like I said, this week it was more of a run game fits. Our fits weren't great. We were getting knocked out of the C gap, which opened up running lanes for Rico and Carolina. And a couple weeks ago, it was us not getting aligned right in certain coverages, and another week it was us not being set when they were snapping the ball quick. So I think that's where, as a coach, what you do is you say, okay, hey guys, look, we're going to make adjustments in our scheme. Everyone understands that. We know that. Anytime you're not doing well, if you don't change anything, you're stupid, right? You're foolish. So, but what people have to understand is we didn't take our playbook and throw it in the trash. We didn't say, okay, this one sucks. Where's the next one, right? Mm-hmm. You say, okay, all right, what can we change 10 to 15% and make it better? Okay, is man-to-man the answer? Well, I don't know. Washington's got a ton of, talented guys that can run all over the field. Are we going to play man-to-man this week? Of course. But when we play zone, guys, we have to play it better. And that means having better width and depth and better eye discipline and all those things. And so that's the chess match that people talk about, that as a football coach can get really frustrating. But for, I guess, weirdos like me, I love that. I guess I can say on this phone. Maybe I can't.
Yeah, you're good.
But like, I love that stuff. I love that stuff, because that is the chess match that keeps us up at night in a good way.
Well, speaking of the chess match, this is the first time I think this season you guys will face a quarterback who is a queen, can do a little bit of everything, can go wherever he wants. You see what I did there?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't mean that he dresses. I don't mean he dresses funny.
Wow.
But he is a guy who they can put all over the field. He can do a bunch of different things. The last thing you want to see when your defense is struggling is a guy like Jane Daniels coming through. What did you see from him last year, and what do you think has changed with him this year? Because I always say when a young quarterback comes in and does what he did last year, it's almost the league adjusts to that. Like they're not going to let Jane Daniels turn into John Elway in a year. Like the league is going to adjust to him. What adjustments do you think you can make from last year even to what Jane Daniels is now?
Well, I mean, first of all, you said it. I mean, the guy is just an incredible talent. He's a dual threat. I mean, you don't realize how fast he is till you watch him truly open up and run when he gets out in space. Again, I think it goes back to the fact that, we have to affect him, and there's things that he does well and sees well, and there's certain, coverages that he likes and that he doesn't like. And, but we got to contain him. And that's something, from, again, early on in the season, going back to game 1 against Philadelphia, where, we didn't contain Jalen, very well up in Philadelphia. But again, I think just, the job that Cliff Kingsbury and his staff and DQ and those guys have done with Jaden. I mean, look, you're talking to a guy that's coached a lot of rookie quarterbacks, man. And, Mark Sanchez, Phillip Rivers, guys like that, you go back, Sam Bradford was a second-year player, but how fast they got him up to speed, man, that's kudos to them. So, they're using him the right way. And at the end of the day, he's extremely dangerous. And he's one of those guys, man, that I think, can revolutionize a lot of things because he's so damn talented.
What's the first thing you feel like you need to take away from him? Mobility, keep him in the pocket? Do you want to keep him hemmed? Or what's the thing what's the last thing you want your defense to let him do?
Well, we got to stop the running game. I mean, he's a big part of the running game. The reason they're leading the league in rushing is, he's averaging 50-something yards a game, I think, or something like that. So you got to do that, number one, because we got to be able to take that away. And he's just so dangerous. He's involved with all the run read option stuff where he's reading defensive ends and things like that. And if you let him get started out in space, he's just so dangerous, man. And again, it's a factor of his agility, but also the speed. The speed is different, and that would be the first thing I would say. And because again, you gotta make him play from the pocket.
Let's switch to the side that makes you happy and talk about the offense. Obviously, Dak continues to look like an MVP caliber player. The one thing that was different last week and maybe a little disappointing was the run game. What went wrong with the run last week, and what's the fix on that?
Yeah, again, we own it. It wasn't a good day at all. I think 31 yards rushing is terrible. We own that. We understand that. We did not play physical enough. And going back and looking at it, take you back a little bit Monday mornings, like when Clayton and the staff and I got together, at the end of the day, we didn't love the run plan either. I mean, it's a big physical front, and we want to try to, use some of our outside zone things, and our combination blocks weren't great there. And, we didn't communicate things very well, and there was really nowhere to run. Javonte and Jaden, they didn't get a lot of cracks at it. So a lot of different things, but again, we want to own the line of scrimmage. And I think that's the biggest thing, not to go back, but you asked the question, we didn't own the line of scrimmage last week. And that's why when you win the turnover battle, which we've done now 3 weeks in a row, and it's, you're +1 every week, and 3 straight weeks without a turnover on offense is really good. We need to get 4 in a row this weekend, but we did not own the line of scrimmage last week. Carolina did. That's why Carolina found a way to win a close game.
Well, you got 3 that were on track, in your words, to get back. Are we still scheduled to see Booker and CD and the others?
Today's the final test run, but they're all doing really well. I think I'm very, very pleased that they're all coming through practice. And the big thing is you want to see how they feel in the morning. When they're out there running around, you want to kind of see how they feel in the morning. And yesterday they felt great, so we'll see how they are this morning. But they're all trending in a very positive light, which is exciting news.
What we have seen in the time without CD is that George Pickens is really, really friggin' good. How do you manage, keep feeding the hot hand, so to speak, while also working back in the guy who's looked at as your best player in CD Lamb?
Yeah, again, I think it's one of those situations where at the end of the day, you never complain about great players coming back. It's not like, oh my gosh, we have to play with George and CD this week. Like, this is terrible. you don't think that way, man. We've got good designs, and we're excited about some of the matchups we're trying to create. But I'm going to speak about George here for a little while, just because I think he, number one, deserves it. Everyone knows how great CD is, but if you would have asked me, guys, probably week 1, week 2, hey, how much do you move George around? I would say, not a whole lot. And since, CD went down, I'm just so proud of George, man, because we have moved him everywhere over the last couple of weeks. And I think that's something that I've learned that George really, he loves that. Like, he loves to know he's being moved around and used and put on different routes and things like that. And, I know he played a lot of just kind of the split end and the X for Pittsburgh. But he's been so impressive with his ability for us to move him and put him in different spots. And I'm just really proud of him, man. And he's on a crazy run, man. And again, the good news is he'll get a little less attention maybe than he has over the last couple weeks with 88 trotting back out there.
Coach, I love hearing that, finding a player and actualizing him in places you didn't think you could. That's a great story to hear. How much does CD coming back help your run game? What does he do that helps Javonte suddenly find a hole or two?
Well, again, it certainly lends to a little bit more shell defense.
Mm-hmm.
Washington's a big man-to-man team. They love to play man-to-man, and they're not going to shy away from it. They've got very talented edge pieces. They got Amos playing the one corner, and then obviously Lattimore the other, and then they've got a very good nickel, a second-year player from Michigan. But again, when you have guys like CD and George, you do have to think a little bit about maybe we mix in a little bit more cover 4, things like that, just because they're so talented. You want to kind of keep a umbrella on them, but that's the biggest thing. And honestly, both those guys, they actually like to mix it up in the run game. They really do. They like to dig out safeties, and I think it kind of helps them get into the game, the physicality of it.
Well, Coach, I'm gonna get you off the phone because Rob has a bunch of stuff he wanted to talk about the A&M Florida game.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna save you from that. He's been beating his chest. Always, I'm gonna rub it in Shoddy's face about A&M smashing Florida.
I didn't really want to go there, Coach.
I'm not gonna let that happen. So, Coach, we appreciate the time. Best of luck. Hopefully, get this thing back on track, and we'll have better things to talk about next week.
Take care, Coach.
Absolutely. And just do me a favor next week, guys. Just make sure Edwin knows he gets me for like a minute or two.
That's all. It tops.
Hey, 20 minutes was a little long.
It's overkill. Appreciate the time, Coach. That is,
thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
That is Coach Brian Schottenheimer, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. He and all our guests join us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And, of course, they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Good stuff from Brian Schottenheimer. And I've said this before. I said it when I was breaking down his stuff as the coordinator. And Shoddy is very insightful. He will let you in. He's about as playful and fun an interview and cool guy to talk to as I think we've had as a coach. I mean, you're going back a long ways to be able to get to things, and he will let you in the door, and he will give you and shine as much light as he can in the media on what's going on, what they're trying to do, and their attempts to fix it. So I love having Shoddy on every week. Thanks to AA Best Bail Bonds. He is been fantastic and a lot of fun. His press conferences are fun. His insight is fun. He can really draw out an answer, but I like that because he's not trying to sugarcoat anything for you. He is literally trying to let you know what they are doing, what their processes are, and letting you know, getting inside, the communication issues and just not being loud enough at times. Those are big deals. And these are things most coaches wouldn't let you know. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 941 FM and sasportstar.com. When we come back, it's Coach Day. So with Schottenheimer talking, it's now time to start looking at other games this weekend, like the Texas A&M Aggies. So the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, he joined the Blitz a little bit earlier today. We'll bring you that next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-293-3079. That's 800-293-3079. 800-293-3079.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Couple more things as we finish up getting ready for Cowboys and Commanders. Coming up on Sunday, a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Brought to you by Best Bail Bonds, Jeff Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila. Pregame starts at 2:30 right here on Sunday. There's a lot to getting CD back because that offense has been clicking. And you talk about trying to work things back in. And Dak himself alluded to the excitement of having CD back.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, obviously. And then just the last 2 days of practice, he looks good. He's ready to go. I mean, obviously, I saw him last week and during the rehab, and probably could have went then, right, being careful. But he's ready to go. Looks great. It's going to be fun.
And look, I get it. They need to score as many times as they can because of what that defense has done. Having an offensive weapon like that helps because it does lighten the boxes. It does make things easier on George Pickens. And we've all said it, not in jest and not in total 100% truth, but we've all made the statement, this offense has to score every time they touch the ball in order to win. Dak was asked that exact question at the podium and was followed up and asking if it's a realistic expectation to expect them to have to score on every possession.
No, I damn sure not unrealistic. I feel like I need to score every time. I feel I need to complete every pass. I would hope the running backs feel like they need to get 5 yards every time they carry. Now, it's not realistic, but you better feel that way and you better think that way. And I think anybody in that locker room has, or they wouldn't be an NFL professional player. I think that's just kind of the way some of our minds have been wired from the beginning. And whether you see it as crazy or, arrogant or whatever it is, I think that's why guys are in this locker room. And so,
yeah. Now, CD, no injury designation. Kevontae Turpin, no injury designation. And special teams have been huge across the league, not just for the Cowboys. I mean, you talk about Brandon Aubrey having the best kicker in the game. You also probably got the best returner in the game in Kevontae Turpin that can help flip fields. And that's important. But another one, no injury designation. Tyler Booker's back. And not having him, I think, finally showed itself last week against Carolina because that man is a dog in the run game and finishes blocks. And Dak was asked about the impact of having Tyler Booker back on that offensive line.
Yeah, huge. I mean, a young player who's obviously injured early, but showing a lot of success, a lot of upside. A guy that I've talked about, right, being a true professional in every which way of it, whether you're in the film room, in the locker room, down in the cafeteria, or on the field. He does things right. But shout out TJ Bass, right, doing a hell of a job and coming in his absence. But it'll be good to get him back, and I know he's excited.
Now, one of the people that they also need to get back is DeMarvion Overshown, because all this helps coming on the offensive side of the ball, a side of the ball that's already pretty damn good. They need help on that other side of the ball. Now they've lost Trayvon Diggs. Kyer Elam's going to be stepping into a bigger role. Maybe that means something for Kalen Carson moving forward. Maybe they start to see some things with different players in there. But Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan was asked this morning about Overshown's return, and he says he's very, very needed.
We will have something else by the time that we get there. And I hope that it's sooner than 4 or 5 weeks. Now, you may be including a bye situation in there, but hopefully he'll be out there. He was moving around great in training camp, but we don't want to really, really, really push that, but we need him yesterday.
We need him yesterday. And he's not wrong. I would argue DeMarvion Overshone is probably, if not the best, one of the top 2 to 3 players on that defense, and they've been without him. Jerry Jones was asked if Overshone is the missing piece to that defense.
He would dramatically help our pressures, and he'd dramatically, as you saw him from sideline to sideline, he has an unusual ability to get outside, all that speed, those instincts, and then can he really wrap them up? He's one of the most unique wrap-up tacklers. And that's the way they're teaching tackling today in the NFL, is to get down there, get in their wheels, and then somehow make a turn that just drops those legs right out from under them when you grab them.
And that's true. He is probably their best tackler, and they need help at the linebacker position because Murray and Sanborn aren't getting it done. And I would argue Maurice Leofau needs more snaps. But even then, you need to add some speed at that position. DeMarvion Overshone would bring that. But notice the interesting thing when, we was talking about we need DeMarvion Overshone like yesterday. Listen to how he started that.
We will have something else by the time that we get there.
We will have something else by the time that we get there because there's been this, they're going to open his practice window here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, potential return, maybe 4 to 5 weeks. And that's what he's talking about, the 4 to 5 with the bye week in there. But we will have something before we get there. Is Jerry alluding that he may actually make a trade? We'll discuss when we come back right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9624. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9624. That's 800-507-9624. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevy in Castroville. Buy a new 2026 Silverado 1500 Custom at the low price of $33,999 plus 2.9% financing for 72 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Silverado Heavy Duty. Lease a new 2026 Colorado for only $299 a month. No dealer add-ons, and we deliver anywhere in Texas. Together, let's drive North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
George gets justice. In San Antonio, we look out for each other. So if someone's reckless driving puts you in the hospital, don't call some out-of-town lawyer. Call someone who actually lives here and will fight for what you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers. Because to George, you're a neighbor and he's got your back. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Of course, your calls are always welcome at 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Like Gary. Gary, welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure, my man. How you doing this evening?
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure to get a chance to say a few things on air. I want to say a couple of things. First thing is, I can't wait to see, what's his name?
Overshown?
Overshown. Yeah, I want to get Overshown back on the field because we need somebody with his intelligence and hopefully his speed that he had in the past so that we can get these linebackers moving in the right direction because they're out of place. That's why they're not making a lot of tackles. And that's something that's really important, but it's lacking on the team. And before I get off the air, I just want to get a shout out to Youngblood, Sam Houston High School. I know you guys used to be called the Cherokees. Hey, I'm a graduate in 1974. I'm retired Air Force Master Sergeant Xavier Youngblood and Sam Houston. 4-0. Keep up the good work. Hey, we watching you. You know what you can do, man. Keep up the great work.
I feel you. Thanks so much, Gary. Appreciate the phone call.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye.
Young blood, keeping it going for Sam Houston. That's right. And tonight, our high school game of the week with Jason Minix, Nick Solis, we've got Southwest and Southwest Legacy. It is coming up at the top of the hour with the pregame. Of course, that is the Fire and Armor Bowl. And it is going to be a good one in a undefeated team and a one-loss team meeting up. It's always going to be a good game. Last week's game is going to be hard to top, though. That overtime thriller in the Stone Oak Super Bowl between Johnson and Reagan was just phenomenal. But as he was pertaining to DeMarvion Overshown, yeah, he would bring a much-needed speed element. We hope. That was a catastrophic knee injury. How much did it affect him? How close to 100% is he, especially since it seems like, I'm not saying the Cowboys are rushing him back, but it feels like there is a concerted effort to expedite his return to the field. Not in a way to where it's before he's ready, but more so like, you're ready, let's go. Instead of like last week with CeeDee Lamb. You say you're 100% and you could play this week. We'll hold you out this week and make sure that you're at 100% before we bring you back. And that's going to be interesting with Overshown because he was a leader. He was a communicator on that Longhorn defense. And I think he can help potentially with some of those communication issues that Shotty was talking about earlier that we heard.
For us, it's getting our guys to understand you can't just say close left, when the tight end comes out to the defense's left. It's got to be close left, close left, close left. Like, you got to be hollering, man. Like, you got to get everybody, because you're talking not to, one guy. It's not like, okay, hey, Kenny Clark, close left. Like, you're telling the post safety, you're telling the field corner, you're telling those guys that. So we have to be better with that. That's number one, the communication, because that's not been consistent enough all year long.
And that's one of the more frustrating things probably that this coaching staff is having to deal with. And on top of that, Matt Eberflus has taken a lot of the slings and arrows with how badly the defense has played. Now, part of that is, change the personnel then. Might not be the best personnel behind them. There's a reason those guys are starting over the guys behind them. Now, Shamar Stewart, potentially really good find there at the linebacker spot. You pair him with Overshown, you get Marifal on the field, and maybe you can migrate Sanborn and Murray into reserve roles, which would be more conducive for this team. But it's just going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out for the Dallas Cowboys, because this is a very important game. Like, if you want to be hanging around the rim, as Jerry likes to say, you don't want to fall too far behind in this division, and being able to get a division win and be able to have wins over both the Giants and the Commanders within the division and pull a game closer to Philadelphia. That's big. And I think the Cowboys, it's not a must-win game, but they really need to have this game. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. We come back. The Texas A&M Aggies getting ready to go somewhere they haven't been in almost a decade. Fayetteville, Arkansas. What awaits them? Well, the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, joined the Blitz a little bit earlier today. We'll bring you some of that coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at 3:25 p.m. The Cowboys are back home after a 2-week road trip, taking on the Washington Commanders. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition product.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
On my bachelor party night, we went to the strip club. The nanny that we hired, she was there, stripping.
Oh, Lord. Was she dancing on the pole?
Damn right. Isn't that crazy?
Ooh.
That was exciting. I was like, I'll be damned. I mean, did y'all plan this for me? I mean, golly. I mean, that's a lot of logistics to put together.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Every Saturday morning. Check out the YouTube channel, complete with live video stream at jcwshow.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thanks for riding along with me this evening as we take you up to high school football game of the week, our Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC high school football game of the week, energized by Hill Electric. This week, we got a good one for you with Southwest taking on Southwest Legacy in the Fire and Armor Bowl out at Titan Stadium. Jason Minix, Nick Solis going to have the call for you coming up here in just a few minutes as we start to get you ready for a big weekend that includes the Aggies. And of course, you can catch the Aggies right here, brought to you by Just Potch. You can catch that game on your home for the Aggies as Texas A&M in Fayetteville for the first time in 10 years, because remember, they've been playing that game at Jerry World for the last about decade. So having this go back to home and them actually having to go on the road, that crowd's probably going to be turned up a little bit for a team that they haven't seen at home in a long time, and will have an actual home field advantage. And let's face it, the Aggies haven't played on the road a lot this year. They've got the one big game where they took on Notre Dame. Everything else has been at home. So everybody keeps talking about this stretch of road games. It starts in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And while the Razorbacks are struggling, Bobby Petrino is leading that offense. They can score. Can they stop you from scoring? And what does that injury to Le'Veon Moss mean? Can Reuben Owens really pick up the slack? That's going to be the big question as it pertains to it. But once again, you can catch that game right here on your home for the Aggies, San Antonio Sports Star, tomorrow, 1:30 pregame, 2:30 kickoff. Coming up next, we have the high school football game of the week, energized by Hill Electric, brought to you by Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Southwest and Southwest Legacy, Jason Minix and Nick Solis on the call with John Robbins on stats. They're coming at you next here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinigle. You know, summer is behind us, so now is the time to get your roof inspected and be ready for whatever winter has in store for us. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're a local, family-owned company. You know, the folks at Stevens Roofing deal with the same weather we do. Your roof protects your home. It protects your family. For comfort, confidence, and peace of mind, get your roof buttoned up for winter. Call